Hello, hello, what's up? Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, just let me know. So, guys, as promised, I am here to share the love story of Shiva and Parvati on the blessed night of Mahashivratri. The reason why I'm also sitting like this is because it is said that on Mahashivratri night, if you keep your back straight, if you keep your back straight, because there is like really positive vibrations in the atmosphere today everywhere. So if you keep your back straight for the night, for the whole night, say till 3 or 4 also, usually people celebrate at midnight, but if you're able to sit like this even for a couple of hours, then you will absorb really positive, strong vibrations and energy that will help you out for a long, long time throughout, basically. So, I feel that today we should listen to the story of Shiva and Parvati, the love story of Shiva and Parvati, and what can be a better time to do it if not today. We have an animal companion. Shiva is called Pashupati Nath, and it means that he's Lord of all animals. So I'm going to start with the story, and whosoever joins in, whosoever listens in, they will obviously benefit from this. And I will continue without breaking. But if in case you have any questions, you can put it down on the live chat. If you guys are ready for the story, those of you who are ready for the story, please mention on the live chat and I will start. Because when we are starting at that time, there are not many people, but as soon as we go on, as we enter the story, then more people join in. So just drop in a like, yes, I'm excited to know the story. Before I start the story, I want to tell you that there are three cardinal twin flame gurus, three of them. One is Shiva and Parvati, second is Ram and Sita, and third is Radha and Krishna. And they belong to different yugas. The first one, Shiva and Parvati, belong to the golden age. Then in Treta, we have Sita Ram. In Dwapar, we have Radha and Krishna. However, this is all happening in the descending time. So every age has ascension time and descending time. So ascending and descending. So as soon as golden age is towards descending times, that's when we hear the story. That's when the whole story of Shiva and Parvati plays out. So if you are excited, let's go ahead, and happy Mahashivratri to all of you devotees. Har Har Mahadev, Bam Bam Bhole, Jai Shri Ram. Let's get started. Oh, really? This is a coincidence. The red flower. I found the red flower and I thought it would be a nice idea because today is Mahashivratri, so why not? So, yes, now a lot of you who are from India, you have definitely heard about Shiva, you've definitely heard about Parvati, you've definitely heard about Sati, and you have heard little bit of stories about them as well. But those who are in the Western world may not have heard about it so deeply, but they know about the twin flame concept, and without even anyone telling them about the twin flame concept or the twin flame journey, they are into it. And it is quite surprising because the number of people who are in the twin flame world at the moment from the Western world is quite high. Okay. Om Mani Padmeham. Whosoever are joining in, I think you guys must be fasting today. If you guys are fasting, let me know. Are you guys fasting tonight on Mahashivratri, or are you celebrating it like in some way? Did you go to the temple, or did you do something special today to offer your love or your devotion to Shiva? For me, I do everything in my own world until unless plans are not made spontaneously. Yes, Hanumanji Mandir. That is Hanumangarhi, and it is in Ayodhya. So most of the times that I've traveled, be it backpacking, or be it just going for work, or be it living alone, everything happened spontaneously. It was never like really pre-planned. So that's why I don't go anywhere if it really doesn't happen on its own. Even the temple for that matter. The only place I try to consciously go is Sri Ram Sharanam. Oh, yes, all of them are like that. This is a compliment I get from a lot of animal lovers who have rescue dogs or who have many dogs, who live with many animals. They say that how come your dogs or your animals, even my squirrel, even the cats I've lived with, all of them, how come they're so calm and composed? So I really don't know. They're just like that. In fact, they make me calm too. So in Ayodhya, there is Hanumangarh, and Hanumangarh, I felt that there is so much power in that temple. So much power in that temple. I really felt like there were goosebumps moments manywhere. Manywhere. What am I saying? Many times. I'm not even high, guys, but I'm feeling a little bit high today. So, yes, let's enter the story. Fasting with Shiv Shakti Linga made at home, and night morning Jagran, meditation, and many things. Jai Shri Ram. So great, Tanu. I'm really happy that you're doing this, because tonight is the best time to do this. For those people who are in the daytime right now in other countries, even if you're in the daytime, then also you keep your back straight. Try to keep your back straight. Don't lie down, don't take support, or don't take any of, like, don't slouch, don't be like this, and it will really really help you. Was that the energy from your visit? What energy? Can you please specify? If there is anyone who is not from India right now, who is from some other part of the world, please mention in the live chat so that I can explain to you. And later on, if for example people are not here in the live session, later on when they open this session, they can understand what exactly is happening. So please let me know. If you're not from India, let me know. Please type. I got chills at 9 p.m. Hi, 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 hi. Har Har Mahadev. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Shri Ram. See, we guys are from India, so we have like a special, benefit or a discount bonus. I just came out from a session from another person's session, and he was talking so much about discount. I was just going crazy. Bonus, discount, this, that. I wish I had not joined it, but it was a good session. It was quite interesting. What do you mean by goosebumps at 9 p.m.? Like in your reality, or you saw something at 9 p.m. and you got goosebumps? Oh, you mean from Hanumangarhi? I'm not sure. It could be possible because I have not experienced this emotion when I entered Ayodhya, Ram Janmabhoomi. I honestly felt that I was floating. Like it felt very very light, and it happens, sometimes people from other parts of the country or the world, when they visit a pilgrimage or a holy place, they feel like this, they are enjoying it or experiencing something different. But then I also spoke to other people who live in Ayodhya, who are localites. I asked them a couple of questions, And they all told me the same thing, that we feel very, very lucky. We feel very, very blessed to be living here, because the vibration, genuinely, the vibration of Ayodhya is really different. It's very, very different. I felt so light, and other people who were with me, they all said they are feeling very light, very relaxed. And actually, we were so tired. We were so tired. I was unwell for so many days. We had not slept. I had not slept the whole night, and the road journey was very long. And I reached so late in the night. But as soon as I landed Ayodhya, I was like feeling so different. There were sensations all over my body, and I was feeling like so lucky, so grateful. And despite not sleeping, despite the bad health issue that was going on in the past, and I don't know, but a lot of people have reported this, and it's happening to me also. Last time this phenomenon happened with me in 2015, and now it is happening again. I've been seeing so many dreams. Like there is a dream marathon going on every night, or even when I sleep, even if in the daytime, if I doze off for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour, I see so many high definition, high animation, like it's like far, far better than all the Marvel movies you would have seen. The dreams are so vivid, they are so real. It does not look like it's a dream, it looks like you're actually living in that moment, or living in that place or that situation. First, I thought it's only happening to me, because it happens, strange things happen to me all the time. So I thought maybe I'm the only one experiencing it. But I realized that all the people who are doing tapas these days, as in when I connected with other people, most people who are doing tapas, or most people who are in some type of inner work, some form of inner work, which means they are devotional, which means they believe that this is a temporary life, and they will move on, they will cross over one day or the other. So they live every day more consciously and with more awareness. And trust me, problems don't stop, something or the other keeps coming. I have reached a point in my life where I don't even look forward to anything good, because I've seen, like, good and bad are literally brothers and sisters. They're always together, they're always there, around you. If something great is happening, something annoying is also happening at the same time. So it feels pretty much the same. So I asked a couple of people, and it just happened in a spontaneous conversation, because someone else was telling someone else about this, that they are getting lots of dreams, they are getting weird dreams, because they were not understanding the dreams. They are not that well versed, or they have not practiced dream interpretation, or the way I've been into lucid dreaming or astral projections, or I've studied about it little bit. Yes, I have experienced certain things. So as soon as I overheard that lady, that girl, she was saying that in the past 10 days I've been getting strange dreams, and she also fell sick. So the people around me, all of them had fallen sick, and all of them said that they are getting weird dreams, and all of them are really, really genuine people. Like I can vouch upon their genuinity. They are not materialistic. They have proper inner work schedule. They are extremely truth oriented, and they really have a lot of faith, and a lot of them are also Sanatani. So I keep bumping into people who are into Sanatan Dharam. When I say Sanatan Dharam, it is not the modern day Hinduism, because modern day Hinduism is actually corrupted by lots and lots of people who have misused it, or they have used it for their own benefit, and they have changed a lot of things in it, just like other religions. In fact, I would like to say before I enter the story that dharma never meant religion. Never. The meaning of dharma is always duty, it's always your kartavya, as we say, and it's always connected to truth. And in every situation and every context, the definition or righteousness changes. It changes. You cannot do the same thing everywhere. In some situation you have to be very sweet, in some situation you have to be very stern. So if you are a true ascensioner, a true light worker, someone who's a lover of truth, you would instantly know what way to behave in which place. especially if you're surrounded by a lot of materialistic people, lot of earthbound, like you get the soul energy that some earthbound spirits are here in that particular place, or you sense people have a lot of addictions. All of them have some kind of addictions, like they eat non-veg food, or they just eat a lot of stupid food, or they drink, or they have lust in them. You just know it. So there's no point talking to them about some of the things. You just have to be very detached, like ultra detached in those places. Ultra detached, as in ultra detached with those people. Just talk to the point, just do your business, just say what you mean, and just leave. But when you meet devotees, or when we meet people like us, you and me meet, then it's like a different thing altogether. We can talk, we can share stories, we can have such a good time. And God will put you through both situations. They will make you meet people who are on the path of ascension, and God will also make you meet people who are simply materialistic. So that doesn't change. That will not change. Otherwise, the adventure will go away. And we don't know what's going to happen in 2 years, 3 years. Some of the things that we could be starting now would probably go on for a long time. We don't know what's going to happen later on. So one has to be very strong, determined, and you have to have a lot of confidence. And the reason why I'm sharing the story of Shiva and Parvati is because Shiva also chants Ram Nam. And Shiva was the first person, I don't know how many of you know about this, but Shiva was the first person who had narrated Ramayana. Yes, he was the first person. And when his wife had asked him that, why do you chant Ram Nam? Why do you say this sound, or why do you think about this sound, or why do you meditate upon the Ram sound or the Ram Shabd, the word? He said, Ram Ram Ramate Rame Rame Manorame Sahastranam Tatulyam Sri Ram Nam Varnane. So the name of Ram, or the sound Ram, is equal to 1000 names of Vishnu. And he said that anybody who wants to have confidence, or anybody wants to like achieve everything on this planet, here and in the other worlds, Ram Nam is the best way to do it. So we have, as I said, two yugas. The golden age is also divided into ascending and descending time. Currently, the people that we are born, like all of us right now, in this time frame, we are born in the age of ascension. Okay, so we are going up towards ascension. So it's a good thing, but also there's a lot of work to be done. And purposely, some of the ascensioners and light workers are born in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even in 2000, after 2000. And because the dark age ended in 2000, technically it ended in 2000, technically it ended in 1900, but then it takes another 100 years for all the, some of the stubbornness to go away, because dark age is really horrible. It's really horrible. The demonic agents are at its peak. So even they know, all the demonic agents on this planet, all the asuras who operate for the extraterrestrial reptilians, they all know that this is our time, this is where we are at the peak. So they will still try their level best, because till the time golden age does not arrive, even though I say that we have entered the age of ascension, but we are in the transitional time, we are in the beginning of it, 100 years or more plus into it. So at this point in time, we are here to create the foundation for education, the foundation for organic farming, the foundation to take care of nature, and most importantly, to spread unconditional love. So there would be certain people who would be carrying it forward, because we are not going to live here forever, right? We are here for a specific time, and we will complete our job, and we'll do whatever we are here to do, and then we will leave, we'll go back. But certain people are planted here for a reason. Okay, and this is not for superiority complex or inferiority complex, and this is the reason why I try to club the twin flames, the star seeds, and light workers all into the same group, and I call them ascensioners. Actually, ascensioners is not a correct English word, but who cares? English language is any which way a weird language, so you can create whatever words you want. So ascensioners is one clubbed word for all of these people who are doing inner work, because you guys are already, some of you, I think, whosoever is here, and maybe in future you guys would probably, more and more people would join in. A lot of you are extraterrestrial biological entities, which means that you've got the DNA of the divines. Okay, a lot of you are divine beings by template. I mean, one of your template is of divinity. Hold on, let me just fix this. Don't want it to fall in the middle of the session. So a lot of you are basically divine beings. You have got a slightly different DNA, which has higher vibrational energy, but you had to come via the womb. If you look at the Mahabharata also, or if you look at the time of Love Kush, or you look at the time of even Ganesha, you would notice that even in these epics, there is a mention of children taking birth without the womb system. So all five Pandavas, they were not born from Kunti's womb, right? Even Karna was not born from her womb. So what was the technology they were using? There has to be some technology. And the 100 children of in Mahabharat, who has 100? Okay, let's do a quiz here. In Mahabharat, there is a couple who has 100 children. Whosoever knows, please type. Please give me the answer. पैर सो गया मेरा. If anyone understand this. I'm feeling so many sensations. I'm waiting for the answers. Who in the story of the epic Mahabharat, which couple had 100 kids? And believe it or not, I know some of you would know it. If you know the names, then you would know. These 100 children were born via glass bottles. And it's mentioned in Mahabharat. In fact, it's also shown in Mahabharat. I will read all of your comments that I've missed out on the live chat, but I'm putting down a quiz here just to see. If you don't know, then type I don't know. I don't know. Even that would do for me, but I just want to see how many of you are listening carefully. If you don't know who is the couple in Mahabharat, the epic Mahabharat, who had 100 children, please give me the name. I'm waiting. This is going to be a very interesting session, even for those people who would join later on, who would watch it later. I'm not getting any answers. Does this mean that nobody knows this here? Okay, I'll give you one hint. They are the parents of Duryodhan and Dusashan. Okay, great. Thank you, Slim Jim. Dhritarashtra. Okay. What's the name of Dhritarashtra's wife? What's his wife's name? I wanted the couple's name actually, both of them. Gandhari. Okay, very good. Tanu. Very good. Those who don't know, please type don't know so that I know who all is not aware, and I will, try to give it a bit slowly, or I will explain better so that all the people who are from the Western world also understand. These stories are very, very important, my dear friends. If you even listen to the stories, these stories are so powerful that if you even listen to them, your vibration will go higher. That's the magic of these epics, and that's why we give so much importance in sharing the stories. And I love stories. I love stories. I think most ascensioners love stories. You're most welcome, darling. Dogs are always so cute. Like every time I look at a dog, like any dog, I literally think like, why would, like, how would God makes such a cute being? Like, be it a street dog, be it any dog. Like, but I really love the local dogs. We call them indie dogs here, but I've seen them like everywhere. Even my friends who are in the other countries, they've shown me the pictures of their dogs, and they are all very much like indie dogs. So they told me that, yeah, dogs are just like this. Some of my Israeli friends, they showed me some of the dogs they own, and they look just like the indie dogs. So I think the dogs that come out of breeding, they're everywhere. It's the same story, but I just love them because they've got very good energy. They don't have diseases. If you buy dogs from the breeders, those dogs are sick because the mother is constantly delivering babies and she's forced to do it. It's not natural insemination, it's artificially done. So when these animals, when they go out, they mate, they're doing it happily. It's like nature's call. They just do it because nature wants them to do it, and they are not into lust. I never like it when people compare, like, uh, bad human beings with animals. Like today also I was watching somebody speak, and that person was speaking really well, but he said कि हम लोग जानवर नहीं हैं, like we are not animals. So I always wonder why people say this. They should use the word demons, or they should use the word some other word, but why use word animal? Because animals are so innocent, be it any animal, all of them. It is we who are scared of them. It is we who are programmed to be in fear of them. So obviously when we see them, we start screaming and shouting, and that's what makes them attack us, because they don't know why we are doing that. So if we get the training, so education is so important. If we get the training, if the upcoming generation gets the training that animals are wonderful beings, and you should actually, you're supposed to look at them with equality. You look at them with equality, and they're wonderful beings. They are God's creation, and they are living just the way we are living on this planet. In fact, I think they are more aligned with nature because they don't pay rent, they don't buy stuff. They just live, they just find a house, or they just find a tree, or they just find a comfy place and they live. It is only human beings. I won't even like to use the word beings because most of them are not human beings, they're just humans. So we are the only ones who worry about money, salary, buying this or buying that. And it is sad. Sometimes I feel like, why do we have this? But then I feel like maybe it's because if there was no system like this, then I won't be doing this YouTube channel. I would just be laying on a farm under a tree with all of my animal friends, just looking into the sky, or just, floating on some river. Maybe that's how we're all supposed to live. And I would have a separate discussion on this because there is a channeling where the title that was given to me was Call of the Wild. And I felt that a lot of you people who are present over here would want to be, or would be excited, or sometimes you think that, should I not live in nature? Should I not live in the wild? I have that feeling a lot of times. I feel like we should have a place, all of us should have a place where, we should all enjoy nature and live freely and happily with the animals, with fresh air, fresh water, fresh food. That would be the most ideal way to live life. Anyway, yes. So I will conclude the previous conversation that Ayodhya's vibration is very high, and I was very happy to be there. And when I went to Hanuman Gari, it was probably telepathically told to me by my masters that I should carry the garland from there. There was one garland that was given to me right from the temple. So I've brought it back with me. I'm drying it. I've kept it out in the sun to dry, and then I will use the flowers to the petals for, just distributing to people whosoever need it. So yes, now let's enter Shiva's love story. It's not an easy love story. So before I dive deep into it, it's a very, very difficult love story, but there are a lot of common factors in this story that a lot of twin flamers experience. For example, the stage of duality, recognition, runner chaser dynamic. Because yes, even Shiva Sati and Shiva Parvati, they both used to go into these mini separations. Then there is a long term separation phase, which is followed by illumination, harmony, union, and singularity. But both the masculine and feminine energies are shown, like repeatedly shown or repeatedly being worked upon throughout the story. So, before I enter another phase of this session, let me just go through all the comments of the people who are present over here. If in case there is anything important that I need to address, let me do it right away. Okay, so Tanu has written, "Hi Sunamoon, I want to ask you something. Then I saw your video now as I return home. In 6 years, first time I got periods during Mahashivratri. I was returning home and some energy felt flowing through me. And returning home, I saw your video and I felt immense bliss and happiness. Yes, I felt light, right? So basically, it's okay, guys. I mean, my master says that women should not be subjected to any type of negativity or any kind of, disparity, or any kind of like, you should not be doing this right now, you should not be worshipping right now, you should not be meditating right now. I mean, if bodily you can, because I cannot do anything when I'm on my periods. I prefer not to. I will do little bit of chores here and there, but if somebody asks me to do something heavy duty, I tell people like, I'm on my period. Don't talk to me right now. Don't expect anything from me right now. Let me just live my life. And I don't understand all the advertisements they show, where they really, it's like such a falsehood, where they show like you use this sanitary napkin and you'll be jumping everywhere, you'll be so happy, you'll not feel anything. That's not true. In fact, one guy told me recently that he feels that he also PMSs every time somebody else is PMSing around him very intensely. So it's absolutely okay according to what I know. But there could be certain temples or there could be certain places where they say it's prohibited to enter. I mean, we can all follow those things. It really doesn't matter. Slim Jim has written, I was just watching Sadhguru live. Yes, even they do something every Mahashivratri. They try to remain awake and they also try to sit straight. The backs are straight because, again, they feel that some kind of energy flows through us, all of us on Mahashivratri night. So it's wonderful. Why not? Why not? It should be a good thing. Collectively, see, we are here to raise the vibration of this planet. Collectively, we are also supposed to make some efforts for it. Everything that we are doing in the twin flame community, the star seeds ascensioners, in the ascensioners community, everything that you guys are doing is not for you individually. This is something that you'll realize later on. It is for the collective. Everything is for the collective. Okay. Oh, Mani Padmeham, I love you. Sunamoon, love you too. The I is not there. I just added it. Same here, says Kara. I got periods prior to Mahashivratri, happened first time in 6 years and shocking. This is my schedule for the last week of Feb, but I got it in second week. See, basically, periods also happen because you need to rest. If you don't rest, if you don't give recovery time to your body, your body will be like, you need to rest. Let me show you how and when. Okay. So about the dreams, Purti Gangal has written, I was dreaming today a lot, but they were all positive. I met all people I wanted to in my dream, as if I spent time with them actually. And I'm not a people person, but it was beautiful. So yes, that's a wonderful thing. I've been getting all types of dreams. Like there are comedy dreams, there are tragedy dreams, There are scary dreams, there are happy dreams, there are all types of dreams, and there are multiple dreams. Like there is a dream marathon also happening, and it has been going on for like so many days now. It has not stopped. Now I've gotten so used to it. I feel like every night I go off to sleep, I am going to be watching some high definition, some 5D movies, maybe 5D, 6D movies. So I look forward to it now. Like maybe God is training all of us to look forward to dreams, because see, when you do astral projection also and when you do lucid dreaming also, this is the one thing that they train you for. They tell you to remember that it's a dream. Don't forget it's a dream. And when you remember it's a dream, then you will have a lot of fun in those dreams, because a lot of things happen when you remember it's just a dream, it's not real. But the intensity is so high. Sometimes you get so involved in the dream because some of the people we see around us or in the dream, they are so close to us that we experience certain things the same way we experience in this life, the attachment, the pain. So maybe God is just training a lot of the people in the collective at the same time, because as I said, this happened to me in 2015. So after 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Uh, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in 2016, I had a major tragedy also. I lost my father. And just before that, I had a major, you can say, experience. It was a beautiful, divine, mystical experience. So I don't want to think about these things, because one major breakthrough happens, one great experience happens, and it's followed by a tragedy. So since then, God is training me for these things, and I feel this is one point that I must share with all of you people, to not with be attached with good stuff, because a lot of us are attached with the good stuff, but we despise the bad stuff. But later on you realize the bad stuff is actually also good for us, pretty good for us. Even though it may sound weird, like losing my father was a very big tragedy for me, but few years down the line, I realized, because I started connecting with his soul, I started doing a lot of other things, and I realized that it was the best thing that happened to him. And he has contributed not only in my life, but via me he has actually contributed in a lot of people's lives who are suffering from addiction patterns or cancer situation, or some other like separation, or he went through major phases of lack of self-worth, which I saw and I learned from. So this work that we are doing, this is not coming to us directly, it is coming to us from our generation. So generation upon generation upon generation upon generation, you are getting these gifts. So somebody has passed them on to you, right? So there are different ways they passed it on to you. Either they are here with you or they have moved on. So yes, it was Dhritarashtra and Gandhari who had 100 children, 100 boys, I think. They also had a daughter, but they had 100 children, and they were all born in bottles. So this technology that people are calling test tube babies, or maybe this technology of IVF, giving birth through surrogates, all of this was present in the story of Mahabharata. Like Krishna's brother Balram was actually born via surrogacy, but it was not like the typical surrogacy that we see nowadays. It was, the womb was literally transferred from one woman to another. That is also technology, right? After 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, maybe these things would be possible. After 100 years, maybe these things would become possible. So I'm a 19-year-old on ascension journey. This is Charul, and I feel so connected with Lord Shiva since my childhood. Even the Jyotish who saw my Kundli told me to do puja of Lord Shiva. Har Har Mahadev. So yes, Har Har Mahadev to Charul, and definitely if you're Lord Shiva's devotee, then you must listen to the story of Shiva and Parvati, the love story, and also that Shiva also chants Ram Nam. So this is one thing I want to share with you guys. That painting over there, I made it. a couple of years back. And I don't know how many of you will believe it or not, but Shiva actually met me in the physical world. He met me, like we had a conversation face to face. It's hard to believe, but for a lot of people, but I think people on ascension would believe it. And I was not like an animal rescuer or animal lover. I used to eat non-veg food. In my grandmother's house, I've even seen them, like cut the goats' heads, and uh, in the Shara, they even did animal sacrifice. Probably I didn't see it properly, but I heard about it. But I do remember a time when they had a goat and they had put a garland around the goat, and the goat was really scared. I was a child at that time and I saw it, and later on they beheaded the goat, and it was really, I don't know how to say it. It was the weirdest thing to experience. But back then, I was so deeply programmed. Like, I was feeling bad for the goat, but I was also looking at all the adults who were so happy. They were celebrating and they were distributing the meat to the other villagers. It was like strange, but I was a child, so I was participating in it. And recently, some time back, also, I saw something similar happen. So there was one goat standing. I gave a hug to the goat. I kind of knew that it's also the goat's time. See, when it is your time of death, you can't do anything. Whether it's a goat or whether it's a human being, whether it's a bird or a tree, if your time has come, you'll die. So I knew that the goat's time has come. So I wanted to comfort the goat. I went and I hugged the goat. There were like so many people, it was a marriage where they were cutting meat, preparing non vegetarian food. I hugged the goat and I said, I'm so sorry. I was crying. I was very emotional. I could see the goat was also in a bad condition. I don't want to think about it. But everybody around me started laughing and they were making fun of me. And some of them were my relatives, some of them were, the neighbors, and some of them were the slaughterers. So they were making fun of me, they were laughing, and they were saying, oh, look at her, she's talking to the goat, she's consoling the goat, what is wrong with you, are you okay, and this and that. So I just consoled the goat. I told, like in my heart, I was telling the goat, it's okay. You're gonna cross over and you'll be out of this life, so think about that. So I just hope it worked and I left from there. So yeah, I'm not comfortable when I see a lot of meat, and I'm the same person who used to eat non-veg. So who changed it? It was probably Shiva, because I was a devotee of Shiva and I used to fast every Monday. I wanted a husband like Shiva, but I did not realize at that age that wanting a husband like Shiva means you have to also become like Shiva, because Shiva is extremely detached person. And later on, after doing inner work, I found out another crazy thing, that I'm also a born heretic hermit, despite being in a woman's body. So this has been a big struggle for me. Despite being in a woman's body, I like to be alone. I don't like people around me. I just like animals. I love animals. I just love nature. I just love to be alone. That's it. In my relationships, I did face problems because of this, because I always wanted my own space, my own privacy, my own time. I was very happy with it. But other people would literally force it on me, like, you have to do this, you have to do that. Later on, when I found out that I'm a born hermit, I was very happy. So Shiva has been an important part of my ascension journey, and it is Shiva who took me to chanting of Ram Nam again, and it is Shiva who made me rescue animals. Or he's the one he's running the whole show, and he's doing it not for me but for all of us. If you are a true devotee, true, genuine, not a trend follower or just doing for others, if in your heart you have love for Shiva, you cry for Shiva, you feel all those energies, then Shiva will turn you into an animal lover at any cost, because Shiva is like that. Shiva is a snake on his neck. Shiva's best friend is Nandi. Shiva lives in the forest, and he is called Pashupatinath. The other name of Shiva, the like very famous, popular, important name of Shiva is Pashupatinath. And it is very weird because when I went to the Pashupatinath temple, I saw a lot of goats over there. And I asked them, like, what are these goats for? And they said they will be sacrificed. So in today's world, people are going to the goddesses, temple of goddesses, or to Shiva temples, and somebody has created this Bali Pratha, which I don't think the gods and goddesses ever want. No god or goddesses, even if it is Kali, I don't think she wants the Bali or sacrifice of an innocent animal. Kali wants the Bali or sacrifice of demons because she kills the demons. She is the destroyer, the destructor of demons. Despite being a woman, Kali is very powerful, very, very powerful. She can destroy anyone. Once the Kali energy enters into Durga, then she is the force that no one wants to mess with. So why would the people, the gods and goddesses, the ascended masters who have created the planet, who've created all these animals, or who love animals, who hang out with animals, why would they want their sacrifice? It doesn't make sense, right? But some people do it. It's very sad. So if the Pandit has told you that you must worship Shiva and you must chant Shiva's name, trust me, sooner or later Shiva will turn you towards Naam Simran, because Shiva wants your solar plexus to be healed. Because if your solar plexus is healed, only then you will have the confidence to turn your intentions into physical manifestations. That's the job of Ram Naam. That's the power of Ram Naam. Welcome to the new age, but the old soul club of ascensioners. Yay, we are the club of ascensioners. I like this name. Tanu Arora, true understanding all these points as feminine, true Mahashivratri is so soul charging for me to run complete year and each moment. Maybe, yeah, Baba and Ma teaching me to be more detached. Okay. Now, let me tell you one thing. Please understand. We are in the cosmos, in the Brahmand. We are on planet Earth. We are living on a feminine dimension. This whole world runs on feminine energy, Shakti. Okay. But if you look at all the male who take care of it, be it Shiva, be it Vishnu, be it Brahma, they are all masculines. So all masculines who are divine masculines, they are here to take care of who? Shakti, feminine. And if you look at them, they all have like feminine qualities, like all of them have long hair, all of them dress up very well, they put on some makeup also, they put on jewelry. If you look at Vishnu, if you look at Shiva, if you look at Brahma, you look at any god and goddess depiction, from the Indian metaphysics, everybody is, they have feminine qualities. They play music, they sing, they dance. But when it comes to like warriorship, fighting, defeating the demons, then they are on another level of masculine power and energy. But when it comes once again to bow down to the feminine energy, to, take care of the feminine energy, even romantically, they just want to make the feminine happy. So it's a very interesting thing, because if you look at Kali, Durga, Chandi, or you look at any other goddess, she's so powerful, she can easily generate masculine energy like this. And same as with the men, they can easily generate feminine energy like this. So that's why I call them twin flamers, because twin flame is not a person. A lot of people are mistaken. They think that there is a person who's my twin flame. No, this is the biggest mistake most people are making. Twin flame is simply an energy. It is an energy where the two opposite polars, feminine and masculine, are in, like, they exist first of all. Okay, so initially they are not in balance. Okay, they are each other's enemies. They are opposite polars, polar energy. But with time and with inner work, they start coming into tandem. First, they are just running wild, like here and there. Then they realize, they go everywhere, and then they realize that, you know what, no, I need to be friends with them, or I need to, because they also don't enjoy anywhere else. So slowly and gradually, with inner work, with patience, They start coming into tandem, they start coming into balance, in harmony. And then comes more interesting phases. So first few phases are like, confusion, but I think in between there is some love also, like recognition, where you really enjoy because you're so sure of, you only want love, you only want this and that. I mean, I want to say this here, but I get approached by men, and they, like, very openly, and they're all the blast from the past. Very openly they will say that I want to be intimate with you, or I want intimate time with you. And I'm like, wow, wow, like, what do you mean by I want to do this? What about making me feel like, yes, I should be involved with this person, I should be the one who should look forward to it. But it is this toxic patriarchy where they just feel that they should tell a woman that I want to be with you and I want to do this with you, and they're not doing anything spiritual. It's all very materialistic. So that's why it is in the lust category. And in the lust category, people always lack patience. When it is love, you'll automatically, naturally have a lot of patience. When you have so much patience, you would want to make the other person happy, or you would want to do certain things for them. So this is where you understand, and when you don't do certain things for them, or you just refuse them, or you say, no, 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 I'm not interested in this, they will act like they're hurt and they're so sad, and they are like, oh my God, my ego is hurt, or you don't love me, or you don't like me, and blah, blah, blah. There's lot of drama is happening. But I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. Enjoy. So this quality, all of you, I'm sharing it with you. How to test. A lot of you have asked me, what do we do when someone comes back? Look at that person. How do they treat you? Are they still treating you like how they used to treat you 4 years back or 3 years back, when they would do little bit and you would just go rushing to them? Because when you go rushing to these people, or when you accept everything they do to you, they will not work hard, they will not do anything. But I have personally seen it. When I have told them, yes, there are so many. So when I tell them, no, I don't like it this way, I don't want it this way, and I don't I'm not interested, I've seen the next time they approach me or they contact me, it is like they are more enthusiastic, or they are more, they're working hard, and they'll tell me, I'm working on my health, I'm not doing any drugs, or I'm not like eating any non-veg, or I'm doing something good for the society, and they'll share certain things with me. And it's like, okay, great, but this is not enough. You need to do more. So this is what, I don't know why, but I really enjoy the story of Shiva and Parvati, because these elements are there, the inner work element. And I'm excited now, guys. I need to just jump into the story. I've had a lot of talks because I just wanted to like cover everybody's thoughts. I've joined your live stream for the first time. I'm really enjoying it. Thank you, Kara. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah. Damn, Sunamoon. I don't know why you said it, but I like it. I like the sound of it. Damn. I didn't know कि आप भी बाबा से ही, हाँ मैंने भी नहीं, ऐसे नहीं हुआ था. Tanu, let me tell you, first as a child, I met my masters, luckily, by God's grace. I met my master when I was 10, but my mother was initiated by my grandmaster, so she was already chanting Ram Nam. So the first time I met my grandmaster, I was in my mother's womb. Yes, it is that interesting. So that's when she got initiated. So I feel that's how I met him. And then for the next 10 years, while growing up, I was just looking for a master. I know if I tell this to you guys or anybody, they would be a bit shocked. They would think that how can a 10-year-old be looking for a master? But this is exactly how it was. I mean, I cannot lie. I cannot cook up the story. I always looked at a lot of masters who were like masters or gurus back then, who were very popular. I would look at them and I was always like, they're not good. And after some time, they all got convicted. The latest one to get convicted is Asaram Babuji. I looked at that man and I was always like, there's something wrong. There's something weird. I don't know how to pinpoint it, but I just felt it. So at the age of 10 also, I was good in those things. I've had my share of molestation and bullying and physical assault and being compared for being a female child with the male children, or a lot of other things which I don't want to get into because they've all helped me grow as a person. But then suddenly, I think when I was 13, 14, don't remember exactly when, but I got very fascinated with Shiva, like extremely fascinated. I would just, and yes, there was also a phase when I was fascinated with the goddesses. So I think it first started with the goddesses. First, I was like, I used to paint goddesses all the time. No one had taught me, but I just loved painting Lakshmi, Kali, and I especially loved the skin color of Kali. I remember buying oil paints to get the perfect skin tone. I just loved the dark color so much, like so much as a child. As a child, I would always like go into the sun, and when I would get tanned, I would be like, wow, I look so nice now. So when I get tanned, I don't get the brown skin, it turns golden. Literally my skin looks gold color from a distance. Even so, in 2016 I was super tanned because I was always in the sun. I just love to be in the sun. So my skin, instead of turning brown, turned golden color. It's very hard to explain, like how to explain it, but that's how it was. I probably would share some photographs if you want, but it was interesting. So Shiva was an integral part of my life, and Shiva changed me. I think what Shiva is doing to all of you, Shiva molds us because we are so corrupted, and we get so, what we call it, the right word is, we get so dirty. Dirty is not the right word. I actually know the word, but it's not coming to my mind right now. Impure, yeah, impurities. So we have so many impurities that we need to be washed, we need to be cleaned up, we need to be prepared, we need to be made ready to enter the higher phases of ascension. So that's what Shiva would do. Shiva is a very good teacher, very good master. So he picks up people. So you will notice most of the Westerners also, when they enter this phase, it's always because they're attracted to Shiva. And Shiva means happiness. Shakti means power. If you don't have power, you'll not be happy. But if you're not happy, what will you do with the power? So it's like they are together. So definitely Shiva has played a very important role. He is doing it with everyone. Journey start karte the, damn, can't describe the tears and smiles, cherished moments with Shiv Shakti. Sapna is saying hello ma'am, hi Sapna. Turning already Ram Nam, you also know from months now. Is it possible for a twin flame couple to work with each other after knowing there and live in Anand bliss like Radha Krishna rather than living like Shiva Vairagya and feel the bliss of spiritual union? Okay, this is a good question, but I think I will answer this question. So Purti, I request you to just write this question and email it to me on my ID, thesunamoon@gmail.com, because I would definitely want to address this question. Tanu is an energy inside and everywhere, once heal and together everywhere. Thank you for sharing about power of Ram Nam. I started doing 2 months back after listening from you, and it's actually helping me. This is what I tell people. They listen to me, they don't do it. They come back to me, and when they do it, they go like, it actually helps. It will change your financial problems. It will change your confidence. It will shift everything in your life. Trust me. But you have to do it. You have to do it daily. That's the thing. You have to do it every day. And thanks to you, even I'm thinking, yeah, I should also be more only doing Ram Nam. So it's actually helping me. Now I understand how it's helping in actualizing intention to action. Sia, that little baby sleeping behind, has more peaceful life. Oh yes, they are all very happy and peaceful. And he's literally, it seems like he's sleeping on Shiva's lap, in front of Shiva right now. Tanu, he. I got in love with Shiv from same age and met family guru Nath Parampara from childhood, and then after teenage fell in love with Shiva, and he introduced me to his wife and fell in love with Ma. Ashuddhis, yeah, ashuddhis is a good word. So impurities, ashuddhis, we get dirty. Like there is this beautiful spiritual song which I'll just sing for you. It means the same thing. लागा चुनरी में दाग छुपाऊं कैसे लागा चुनरी में दाग चुनरी में दाग छुपाऊं कैसे घर जाऊं कैसे लागा चुनरी में दाग छुपाऊं कैसे लागा चुनरी में दाग हो गई मैली मोरी चुनरिया गोरे बदन सी कोरी चुनरिया जाके बाबू से नजर मिलाऊं कैसे घर जाऊं कैसे लागा चुनरी में दाग छुपाऊं कैसे लागा चुनरी में दाग चुनरी में दाग छुपाऊं कैसे घर जाऊं कैसे लागा चुनरी में दाग. So this is what happens to all of us. We are very pure, we are like clear, pure, white, that is the color of this chunari. But then we get impurities. Chunari means this, most of you would know, a dupatta, it's like a shawl, okay? So it's to cover us, and it is all dirty now, it has all impurities, it has all this darkness, and we have to go back into singular energy, okay? But how do we go with this dirt? So we need to clean this. So this the father figure in this, I think, is the master, the highest being. So the girl is saying that, I have done certain wrong things. And this song also has a double meaning according to some people. Some people see a sexual connotation in it, which is also okay, I feel. There's nothing wrong in it. Maybe it is talking about lust also, that, the girl is saying that I went out with someone and I'm not pure enough to go back home. When I left my house, I was pure. But now I've done some wrong things and now I cannot go back like this. I need to clean this. I need to clean myself. I need to purify myself. So as a soul also, we go through this emotion that I need to purify myself before I go and merge into the purest energy. So somebody has to clean us. Somebody has to clean us. In Hindi, the word is ragadai. My master uses this word, ragadai. He says, जो कपड़ा है उसकी रगड़ाई करनी पड़ेगी. Like how in dhobi ghats, they take the cloth and they whip it on the stone. We all go through it. The dark night of the soul phase, the crying, the frustration, the poverty consciousness, the betrayals we go through, the cheatings we go through. And we also do a lot of wrong things. We are not that doodh ka dhula, we are not washed from the milk. I just enjoy translating these Hindi phrases. So we are not that pure either. We have done a lot of things. I mean, I can definitely say that I've been a very, very naughty person and I've done everything. I was like, I used to like go in one night, I would probably go to 6 clubs. So I have done it all, and that's why I don't want to judge anyone. But the nice thing about all of the ascensioners, somehow, because I used to meet ascensioners back then also, they always had a purity in them and they always were very curious. So unlike other people, they are not, deceiving others purposely, or they're not doing mean things to others. They may be getting deceived, they may be getting used, and that's why God will appear in magical, mystical ways to save them. I've been saved on multiple occasions. I could have been in worst situations, horrible situations, but someone, some stranger always rescued me, and I would like go out or go back home safe. And I've been in like really scary situations. If it was someone else in that situation, and even if I think about those situations now, like 10 years later or 15 years later, I'm like so thankful to God. It could have gone really worse. And the same thing happened just like in December, few months back. There was a mob of 30 people who attacked me. 30 people. Someone was pulling my I was wearing a jacket. There was one auntie, this crazy lady, she was pulling my jacket. I remember when I came back, there were scratches on my arms, but nobody could touch me above my head. I don't know why. Because if someone would have touched me here, or someone would have done something like pulled my hair or something, then it would have been a horrible situation. I would have I would have bashed so many people that day, or I don't know what would have happened. But there was some power. So when I pushed those two women who were trying to physically assault me, when I pushed them, I remember twice I like gave them one whack here and one whack there. And I remember very well, and it's on camera also. So many people, imagine 30, 40 people coming to attack you. They want to do something horrible to you. And they could have torn my clothes. They could have pulled my hair. They could have done anything. They could have punched me on my face. But none of that happened, even though there were so many. And I remember one of the man was literally threatening me that I will kill you and I will do this to you, I will do that to you. And I was like, yeah, you'll kill me? Come, try. I was like that. I was very angry, but I was so calm. Everybody said you were so calm. A mob is attacking you, but you are so relaxed and so calm. So I think God protects us in these situations. There is some invisible higher energy that protects us. But we are still into those situations. I don't know how we enter these situations, how we land up in those situations. It's like crazy to actually believe. But yes, something protects us, and this is probably because of the work we are here. So we should not take any credit. Zero credit should be taken. Okay. So now, my dear friends, if you all are ready and I have covered everything, all of your comments, let's just... Yes. Oh, Akashik K is also there. Akashik K has taken a session from me, and I do want to mention it today, even though I've not spoken to her since a long time. I want to say that she's a very strong lady, very strong girl, young girl, and it was really lovely talking to her when I met her in the personal session. And I hope things are better now at your end, and you're stronger, and you're amazing as always. So, theek hai, now let's start. So this story basically starts when Brahma is looking at Shiva, okay? And he feels that Shiva has gone into a world which is, there is some sadness, he's lonely, he's not there. But more than Shiva missing anybody, it was the creation that was missing Shiva. Because, see, please understand, Shiva is a hermit. By birth, he's a hermit. So he cannot be in a typical family setup. He cannot be a person, a woman who is a materialistic woman, a 3D woman. He cannot be. It's not possible. Okay? So somebody has to be either equally detached, just like Shiva, or she has to be so much in love with Shiva that everything should be about Shiva, you know. And I'm not saying it in a selfish way, but because Shiva is so pure, Shiva is the purest God. He's so innocent. He's very innocent. That's why he loves innocent people. That's why he loves all of you people, because all of you have innocence in you. You know, and he knows that if we were eating non-veg, or if we were drinking alcohol, or if we were, you know, with lustful people, it is not because we really wanted to. We were doing those things because we were just with the adults, whatever the adults say, you know, we are doing that, and we are just taught that you have to be good children, you have to do everything. And then when we grow up, it's the friends who tell us, you're not going to do this, you're not going to go out with us, you're not going to party with us tonight, you're not going to go to that club or this club, or you're not going to, you know, be with this guy or that guy, you're so stupid, you can't be. Like, there's a fear that if I don't do this, if I don't do that, I'm not going to fit in. So people do it because they are scared of fitting in, and there's a FOMO, fear of missing out also. And that's why I feel this is the innocent thing in us, fear of missing out. We are like, oh, if I don't do this, I'm not going to be the cool person. I'm not going to be loved. I'm not going to be likable, blah, blah, blah. And lust is also something that most of us did not even know that it is not something that we should not be doing or we should be thinking before doing. Most of the people who were in these relationships, specifically with people who have got nothing to do with your soul, they just look at your beautiful face or your body, or come on, all of you are attractive. When I look at people in personal sessions, because I talk to a lot of people in personal sessions, and I'm yet to find a person who's not attractive. Like, yet to meet, be it men or be it women. Like, I've spoken to men who are drop dead handsome, gorgeous, and they're crying, like they're like, oh, this girl is doing this, or all girls leave me. And I'm like, why would someone like you, who's so handsome, so good looking, be going through this? Because in a typical 3D materialistic world, a handsome man like them, would be using a lot of women and using his looks to get everything. But ascensioners cannot do that, be it a woman or be it a man. So when they date someone, when they are in relationship with someone, and they are in the limbo state, which means they're typically, not typically, they are programmed to live in a typical setup, in a 3D setup. They are just entering into relationships which are nice, or which look okay in the three-dimensional reality. So okay, the guy has a good job, he's handsome, he's attractive, okay, or the girl also, like vice versa for them. The partner is like this, they have all the typical 3D things. Okay, it's good. But they start feeling empty and hollow with these people. They start feeling like, what am I doing here? Like 2 years have passed by, 3 years have passed by. And a lot of you people, you feel bad about getting rejected. Trust me, none of you are ready to be with them also. I know that. Okay, I know that. You are not ready to be with those people, but it is the fear of rejection. It is the fear of loneliness. It is the fear of missing out, or it is also sometimes ego. A lot of these things, because we are not perfect. Laga chunari mein daag chupaun kaise, right? We are not perfect. We've gotten impure, and we have impurities at that time when we are in the limbo state. Okay. So at that point in time, my dear friends, whatever seems suitable to you, you take that. Like I was just saying, somebody, one of my ex, who says I've been in his mind for so many years, for decades, and this and that. He is contacting me, and straight away he was asking me, let's do something, you understand. And I was like, what? I was like, what? Like, do this. So I'm like, why? Like, you cannot just appear in my life, meet me 2-3 times in physical and just demand or ask for something like this. Because it's like, I don't know, it's the physical attraction. They still have it. It's the lust. But we don't have it. We didn't have it even at that time. But it was just the programming. It was just the world around us. So like a dead body or like a machine, you were probably doing it. That's how I feel. If you agree with me, then do comment below. Okay, there's no need to feel shy, or there's no need to feel bad, because this is the world we live in. This is the world we live in. Look at the media. What is the media showing it to you? What are they showing to the kids? We think that the kids don't know anything. They know much more than us. They can give us a session on these subjects. They know everything. Because it's the media. You open the phone, you can see everything. Everything is there in the phone. Okay. So if we were in relationships, I'm talking about people who were in relationships or who were married, who got married. Because a couple of my clients have told me that they also got married because they found someone who was okay looking, like everything was okay with that person in the physical, in the 3D world. And they felt that, okay, this is a nice person. Also, they wanted to escape from their reality, from the worldly world. So they jumped into the marriage. The first marriage didn't work out. The second marriage didn't work out. The third marriage didn't work out. I don't judge them. You know why? Because had you also, some of you also gotten married, you would have had the same experience. So you are lucky that you didn't marry those people. You are lucky. Thank God that you just went into a relationship and it was over. because marriage is not easy. Then you have to get into divorce, or what if there are children, what if so many other complications happen. And again, I'm not judging those people either. I have complete love for them because they have a certain experience, we have a certain experience, everybody has different experiences. Some of them, like I said, some of them were into multiple relationships, and every relationship was disappointing. Every relationship was so disappointing. It started with a bang. It started with like, yeah, this is my life, this is my soulmate, this is my everything. But it did not turn out to be like this. Same thing in marriage people faced, and same thing a lot of people are facing in separation, because their separation has become really extended. Even I ask this question to people, like, because I've been contacted, by all of my exes, you can say all of them. And all of them have said so many things like, I did this to you, I did that to you, I did this. So maybe it's because I was so focused in my inner work, and I started mission work immediately. I did not want to do anything else. So I think the mission work helps us a lot. And that's why I tell people from my own experience. Now it is up to you whether you want to go back into the same hole, into the same dark hole, or not. But a lot of people who don't receive contact for a long time, like nobody has contacted them, nobody's written to them, nobody's messaged them. If you guys don't believe me, like some of you I think most of you would believe me, and I'm not going to what do you call it in English, I'm not gonna justify, or I'm not gonna prove it to you. But if you still want, you can take a personal session and I can show you all of their messages, and it is insane the stuff they write, to you. And if I meet them, I always take a selfie. And we take selfies, and that's it. Goodbye, see you later. So people are not receiving contact. It's because they are chasing, even mentally. You have to stop chasing mentally, because I do remember that phase where I was also chasing mentally. Bunny, what did you do? He's cuddling Shiva now. Hold on. Let me help him out. Bunny, what happened? What happened? What happened? Okay, what did you do to Shiva? Huh? He's so cute. चलो सो जाओ, नोनू करो, नोनू करो, सो जाओ, good boy. Yeah. So, yeah, they have not received contact. Or some of you might be thinking, why am I not getting contacted? So many people are getting contacted, because you see the comment sections also. It's full of these comments that, yes, this happened with me also, this happened with me. Yes, the session, the channeling resonates 100%, some people write. And a lot of them have written to me that even I am going through this confusion, what to do, what not to do. That is because these people were not mentally chasing anyone. They were just chilling. They started chilling. They realized that this is not just separation. This is for my preparation. This is to help me grow. And they also kind of retrospected, and they did a proper introspection, with that, in that relationship with those people. And they were like, this is not the perfect relationship, or this is not a respectful relationship. Had it been a respectful relationship, this is not how they would have treated me, So, my humble request to every single person is, please stop chasing mentally. It's not a big deal. When they write to you or when they contact you, they will do it. They will find a way to do it. They will find a way to land up to your door. Trust me on that. But then it is up to you. Like I've always said, that God sends people to you to do two things. One is when it is someone meant for you, and two, when God is checking you if you're still stupid or not, if you're still going to do the same things again or not. After all the inner work, and after being so, patient with yourself, and so understanding, and so loving and kind to yourself, would you still fall for breadcrumbs or not? And sometimes you can transform these people. Sometimes these people would want to be like you. They would be so shocked with your transformation They would be so shocked with your confidence level that they would be like, oh my God, what is this person on? This fire, this power. And then you can tell them, yeah, I do this, I do that, I live my life like this. And they can be like, why don't you be my teacher? Why don't you be my guru? Why don't you be my mentor? And it's crazy because you're like, what? You want me to be your mentor now? That's insane. Like, you understand what I'm saying? If any one of you have had similar experiences, you guys can please share for others, if not just for me. Yes, look at him. Now he's sleeping again. He made everything fall and he's gone back to sleep. So basically, Brahma was very, very pensive when he looked at Shiva. Shiva is in deep meditation. He's all by himself. He's without the feminine aspect, without Shakti. He's in deep, deep meditation. He does not want to get disturbed by anyone. Okay. So this is the time when Brahma has a conversation with Shakti and he says that it is time for you to join Shiva again. You must go back to planet Earth. You must reincarnate because you both need to be together now in physical reality also. So she says, okay. Now, while Shiva is in meditation, he has no idea that Shakti, his wife, Sati, now has reborn as Parvati. And she has taken birth in Himalaya's house as Himalaya's daughter. Okay. Now she is growing up. She always have love for Shiva, even as a child. Even when she's very young, she's always looking at Shiva's photographs, or at that time Shiva was in the physical. So she would go to the temple or she would just sneak out. She would look for Shiva. But Shiva is nowhere to be found, or even if she sees him here and there, he's always in his own world. He's in deep meditation. So now she grows up a bit. Okay. She grows up a bit. She's like young, or she's entering the phase of youth. So she convinces Kamdev, she convinces him to help her seduce Shiva. Okay. And so Kamdev in India, we all know him. He's got the bow and arrow. Actually, Cupid in the Western world, we have the concept of Cupid, but the Cupid, it doesn't match, it doesn't suit the image because it's a child, actually, child with the bow and arrow, or an angelic baby with a bow and arrow. And a child doesn't suit in this type of thing. So I think Kamdeva is Kamdev or Kama god. So Kama actually also means, I think it is used for sexual activity. So this is a plan. I find it like quite funny, actually, like in a comedy way. So she devises this great plan to make Shiva, get seduced by her or fall for her or get enchanted by her. But when Kamdevta strikes him with that arrow, the opposite happens. Shiva gets very angry because his meditation is disrupted. He's like in deep trance, or is in his own world. And Kamdevta, he strikes an arrow and he's like, what the hell are you trying to do? So and he gets punished also, badly punished. Now, this is where we need to understand, because at this point in time, what is Parvati doing? She's chasing him. She's chasing him mentally and physically, even by actions. She's trying to convince him. She's trying to get him to notice her, to be with her, to like her, to admire her. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because whatever you chase runs away from you. And it's a fact. And this is why I tell people, and it's not just in relationships, or it's not just in, all the commitment world we see, so-called commitment world. It happens everywhere. You want something done, you're chasing it mentally, it will not happen. But if you let it go, you do your things, you are living in present moment, it will automatically come in front of you without you even knowing about it. And many a times we have learned this, that the reason why we take unnecessary stress is also because we are mentally chasing something, some dream, some goal, some person, some specific person. and that's why it runs away from us. So this is the point that I was trying to make, that all those people who feel that their separation phase has gotten hugely delayed. Somebody told me I've been in separation for 12 years. Somebody wrote to me 25 years. I don't know what measurement they have for calculating it, but you have to think 2 years or 3 years or whatever you feel according to you is too much. You have to think why your separation phase is so long, why the same thing is not happening with other people, why other people are getting contacts, or they are getting the physical meetings or so-called reunions as they say. Why somebody is pursuing them now, why somebody is convincing them to be with them, and they are the ones who are saying no, I'm not sure, I don't know, like I have mission work, or I have this work or that work. Why? What is the difference? And then there are also people, trust me, this is where the confusion is, this is what causes the confusion. Because when we look at Ram, Sita, when we look at Shiva, Parvati, when we look at Radha and Krishna, this is a thing we all need to keep in mind. They are cardinal lovers, they are together, but they are also not completely together. They chose to be away from each other, or they chose to give up on their personal equation or their personal enjoyment on planet Earth because they are here to volunteer. So when Shiva used to go for his tapas, he was not with Parvati. This is the one thing that people don't understand. They want a husband like Shiva, but if they get a hermit, they would not know how to deal with it. It's not easy. When I get proposed for marriage by anyone, when they say marry me, I tell them that dude, I am a hermit by nature. I cannot have another person in my house. I cannot have, and other than animals, I cannot have anyone. It's not gonna be easy. What will you do? You'll be okay with everything. You'll say yeah, I'll cook for you, I'll help you, while I'm okay with all the 150 animals you have. It's not easy. And this is the thing, I'm not making any comparison, guys. This is all coming from personal experience. It is not easy to be in a relationship with a person who is deeply into the path of ascension. It is not easy. And this is what we learn from Shiva Parvati also. So we can take inspiration from them. We don't have to worry. There was a time I used to worry a lot. Like literally, I'm not making it up. I also used to think that nobody would like me, nobody would want to be with me, I'm so weird, I'm so weird. And I was very scared I will lose my animals or something will happen to them. But they gave me a lot of strength. Even my animals have given me a lot of strength, because I realized that no relationship, no money, nothing can actually take me away from them. Like I can give up on anything just to be in this natural setup. So I don't want the materialistic 3D relationships or 3D people to be here. But if I meet those people who are also in mission work, who are also doing something for planet Earth, there is an instant connection with them. You can hang out with them, you can talk to them, you can spend a lot of time with them. It doesn't matter, and there is no, what you call it, judgment, or there is no even that thinking what are you guys doing together, why are you spending time together, because you're so busy taking care of something so beautiful, that you don't think. So all of the gods and goddesses that I'm mentioning today, we need to learn from them. We cannot be like them. It's not easy because they've chosen very difficult templates, but in whatever we are born in, whatever templates we have, we can do the best out of it. So if you look at Ram and Sita, Shri Ram and Sita, they lived together, they had a good time together. I'm not gonna deny that. They were together after marriage for about 13 years, then they were together in the forest for about 13 years, then they went back. So Sita actually gave birth to her children at the age of 44. So if you calculate all the years in between, there's a mosquito here. If you calculate all the years in between, they did not have any biological children at that time. They could have done that in the forest also, they could have done it even in the palace, but they did not, because there was certain, maybe in their minds they were thinking it's not the right time yet. And later on also, as soon as Sita got pregnant and she was about to give birth to her children, this is where they got separated, and Sita started living in an ashram and Sri Ram started living in the in the palace. Okay, so they were both separated and they both independently lived their life. And actually, this is the time when Sita grew the most. She became an ascended master while she was raising Lavkush. First time only she became a master, and the sign of her mastery was when she created Kush out of Kusha, which means grass. Kush is not her biological child, but she created Kush because for every divine feminine, for every woman, especially if you're on the path of ascension, one of the major things that you need to learn is to love every child like it's your own. You cannot say that just because someone is my biological child, I will love this child more, because then you will not have the divine feminine quality in you, then you cannot volunteer. So both Parvati and Sita have done the same thing. Okay, so now Kam Devta, he got struck, he was trying to strike Shiva with the seduction arrow, but it didn't work, and Shiva got very angry. And then it is being said that Parvati also went and talked with him. She convinced him, please be with me, please spend time with me, I love you, and things like that, in the Hindi language. I mean, this is an English session, so I'm trying to speak as much as I can in English only because it's for a global audience. But if in case I do the same narration in the Hindi channel, I'll definitely do it. I would love to do it. So Parvati went to Shiva and she started telling him that, look, I am Sati reincarnated. You don't recognize me? And he was like, no, I have only one wife, and that is Sati, and she's gone. So lady, you cannot be with me. I'm sorry. Now, to make you understand why Shiva rejected her at that time and why Shiva did not recognize her, we need to go back to his first marriage. So the story actually does not start from here. Story does not start from Brahma talking to Shakti and asking her to reincarnate, but it actually starts way back. And that's why I say to ask for a twin flame so called relationship is not as easy as most people think. But because luckily we are born in the transition time, we have smaller lifespans, so we can achieve what they were achieving in thousands of years. Because Parvati actually did penance for thousands of years. She stood on one feet for thousands of years, and then she stood on the other one feet for another 1,000 years. So we don't even live that long. So how can we do that type of penance? So for us, God has created a lifestyle where we had to go through a lot of problems in the same life. And sometimes it actually feels like in the same life you have taken many reincarnations and many births. How many of you feel this? Let me know. How many of you feel that in the same life you feel that you've taken rebirth many times? Like if you look at your version who was 16 years old or maybe 15, 14 years old, it's different person. It feels like a different person. Then you grew more, another different person, and by the time some of you are in your 30s, you would have probably seen so many versions of yourself, your own self, because we have a shorter time here and we need to do our penance or we need to do our tapasya in the same time frame. So yes, she did speak with him, but we go back to the story of, seem like we lived past life in this life only. Yes, this is the experience of many ascensioners. They feel like they've lived many lives, and sometimes their past life kind of overlaps, like, like I say, blast from the past or ghost of your past, or people who are there in your past, but when they come back to you, when they approach you, when they contact you, or when they're expecting you to be the same as you were, you cannot relate with them. You cannot be like, Was I in love with this person? Was I obsessed for this person? Like, seriously? I was crazy for this person. I was crying for this person. Like, for real, it is hard for you to believe, because after some time, after you have changed, or after you've taken a rebirth in the same life, in the same body, you have grown so much as a person. It's many things that you did in your past, you cannot do it now. Even if someone gives you like millions of dollars, you would be like, I can't do it. Like, if someone tells me, go eat meat, I'll give you this much money and you can live your whole life like easily, I probably can't do that. Unless it's a life and death situation, or I'm stuck in some jungle. Maybe then also I think I'll probably pray to God, please give me an apple, or please give me something to eat, or else I'll die. I'll die here. And I think some miracle will happen. I have that much faith in God now. But there are lots of things. This is just one example that I'm giving to you, but there are lots of these things that you did, like even job wise, even work wise, career wise. If someone tells me, can you go back to your same previous jobs or the career that you were in? I'll be like, no, no, no way. In fact, I remember I used to feel miserable on certain days back then when I used to work in those companies, or I had those routines and schedules. There were days when I used to be so sad, like so sad, so depressed. Probably that is the time I was connecting with my higher self, and my higher self was like, what are you doing? This is not for you. You got to get out from here. You got to live your life in a better way. There are bigger things waiting for you. Come on, don't be scared. Everything will be okay. Just leave, just leave. And you were so stuck in the 3D world, the fears of, making money or running your house, or all the responsibilities we used to have at that time. It was so heavy. The pressure was so heavy that even if you wanted to leave, even if you wanted to quit at that very minute, you were not able to do it. So when you meet people in the 3D reality who are stuck, sometimes I feel like we should just give them our compassion, because they may not realize it, but it's a shit life. Some of them are living a shit life. It's a false life. And they are just living it not because they love it or enjoy it, they are just living it because they are in fear based energies. So, anyway, there was a king called King Daksha Prajapati. He is the villain of the story. Okay. Purti also feels the same way. She has had rebirths many times. Actually, it's very interesting to say this. If you think about it, we are reborn every morning. Like every night, we die. If you look at a person who's sleeping, they look like a dead person. And when we sleep, we are almost dead. Only the vital functions are working, nothing else. And every morning we are reborn. And I think the higher you go in this journey, I'm not saying somebody is high or somebody is not based on this, but the more you connect with the fact that every day is a new day practically, not just by reading it somewhere or just like a quote, but practically, if you realize that every day is a new day, is a fresh new day, you will feel very strongly that we are born every day. Every night we die and we are born every day. It's a magical thing. It's magical, mystical. I mean, magic, people look for big things, people look for big miracles. Somebody should vanish, somebody should disappear. That is magic for them. But honestly, I feel that magic is everywhere and in everything. Okay? Please save this live session. What do you mean, save it? You mean to say that I should make it public? I will make it public. Although I make the sessions for the members, but for some days it is public, and then later on it goes into the members only folder. So don't worry. Um, so yeah, Daksh Prajapati had a daughter. He was the king of earth at that time. The earth was united. There were not so many different countries. It was one earth, one king type of thing. and he was the main ruler. There were other rulers also, but he was the main ruler. So materialistically, he was the best. He had everything, and he was also like that. He believed a lot in show off. He believed a lot in telling the world, I have this, I have that, I'm a rich king, and blah blah blah. So he did not like Shiva. He did not like Shiva at all, because Shiva has always been a hermit. He's non-materialistic person. He would not dress up like the other gods and goddesses. He would not wear the gold crowns or the jewelry or anything. Look at him in this picture. He's wearing a tiger skin, and he's not killed that tiger because he lived in the forest. So if he would find a tiger skin, a naturally dead tiger, the skin is there, he would pick it up and he would make the deer skin his cloth, his dress, and he would make the tiger skin his sitting place. So everything about Shiva is natural. Sometimes he loved those animals so much that he would keep them, like keep their skin or something as a souvenir. But they are naturally crossing over, they're naturally moving on. Okay. And Shiva is very gentle, and that's why the snakes is shown around his neck. Actually, it is also symbolic of another fact that snakes are animals that understand only vibration. They don't have any ears, they can't listen, and they don't have certain, other, what you call it, sensory perceptions, but they are really good with vibration. So they can understand anybody's vibration. So if you have a pure vibration, you're not a person who's going to scare them or kill them. The snakes will literally be around you and not harm you at all. Snakes don't just bite you just like that. So if there's a snake around Shiva's neck, a deadly poisonous animal is wrapped around his neck but is not harming Shiva, in fact is in love with Shiva, adores Shiva, has become Shiva's pet, it's simply because of Shiva's vibration. Shiva's pure, innocent, kind, loving vibrations. So the snake feels so comfortable. It's literally his body, his neck has become the home of this animal, this otherwise poisonous king cobra, They say cobra snake, cobra nag is around his neck. So Daksha Prajapati has a beautiful daughter called Sati. When the romance, or the, you can say, the love dating phase of Sati and Shiva happened, at that time you could see there was a mutual attraction between them in a way, because Sati was very beautiful, very attractive, and Shiva still had to do a lot of inner work. He still had to go through a long phase of separation. See, you have to understand one thing: the difference between Shiva, Ram, and Radha Krishna, Ram, Sita, and Radha Krishna is the time frame of separation. Ram and Sita were not in separation for physically for as long as Shiva and Sati were, because there is a gap of thousands of years, because they were born in the golden age, so the time frame was pretty long. Ram and Sita are actually Vishnu and Lakshmi. So they both knew that we will go back to Vaikunt. So a lot of you people are also scared of separation or volunteering. You want to volunteer, you want to enter mission work, but some of you are scared. And it happened with me also. Like many years back, I used to look at the ascension lifestyle or the simple lifestyle. Like when I would party, when I would go out, when I would do all those things, I used to think, if I'm not going to do any of this, what am I going to do? Like, what am I going to do the whole day? It would be so boring. Life would be so boring. If I'm not going to eat chicken or mutton, what am I going to eat? If I don't eat eggs for breakfast, what am I going to eat whole day? What? Dal, chawal, sabji. That would be so boring. But today, if someone asks me this question, I would say, oh my God, that was a blunder. That was I blame the programming completely. I say it was all because of programming. Had my parents not eaten non-veg in front of me, had they not normalized it so much, I would have never even touched it. I cannot, like when I stopped eating eggs, some of the people told me, it's okay, you can eat eggs. I was like, no, I cannot. I just cannot. And then I had to study, I felt like studying Ayurveda because there's this huge talk about milk and non-milk products, because there's a divide between veganism and vegetarianism. So I wanted to study what is the actual thing. And I swear by Vedas, I swear by the Indian metaphysics. I believe in it so much because everything that they have said is correct. They said many years ago that the sun moves. Sun is not stationary, and every country made fun of them. And this is mentioned in Yajurved. But now it has actually been proven that sun also is rotating, and all the planets are rotating around the sun. So it gives an impression that sun is stationary, but it's not. Just like moon is rotating around earth, but the earth is rotating around the sun. For the moon, it may appear that earth is stationary, but you look at the immaculate system and the design that they have created, everything is just like, it's like wow. It's like wow. Hi Zafia. So there are many such things in Ayurveda. It is mentioned that drinking milk is like drinking cow's milk, is like literally nectar, amrit. It is so good for the body. Everything which is related to the cow, urine, it is medicinal, it can cure cancer. The dung of the cow is also very pure. The ghee that comes from the milk, it's very pure. So everything is pure. But when you look at the condition of the animals, especially the cattle, especially the cows, it is very sad. So I tell all my vegan brothers and sisters that instead of, see, I also don't consume things so much. I don't wear leather, I don't do a lot of things. But some of the people question, is it veganism or is it vegetarianism? So for me, the answer is that I don't want to be called a vegan or a vegetarian. I just want to process everything as per the Vedic information. Because if the Vedas are telling me that if a cow is kept very well, the cow is treated like a mother, like a family member, and there are many ways that I can explain it. For example, when I was a young girl, when I was a child, I'm also coming from the mountain areas. So the cows are very well respected over there, and street animals also. If you go to the mountains, the dogs and the cats are very happy. Even the goats are very happy. Though you know that they will be slaughtered, or they would be sold, but they live in good conditions. They don't live like the hens. Oh my god, in the meat shops, in the slaughterhouses, or wherever they are raised, they are in such horrible conditions. But when you look at the hens or the poultry in the mountains or in the villages, at least for whatever time they live, whatever time they are alive, they are in good condition. They are happy, they are healthy, they are, well fed, and they enjoy their life. Now, rest, I cannot say much because I feel even humans have to die. Nobody has a permanent life. One day I will also die, you will also die. Same way, they also have a limited, expiry date on this planet. But at least till the time they are living, they should be given respect as a living being. They should be given good water, a good sleeping place, open spaces to play and to flourish. If you ask me, I will be saying a big, big no. But I'm talking about this from comparison point of view. So if you want to consume milk also, like these animals, they consume milk. I cannot snatch away their milk from them, just because I don't want to drink it. I cannot say that or there can be occasions when I might have to consume, something. Maybe like ghee is very medicinal, they say. Again, I'm saying these type of justifications are coming because there's a divide on the internet. One day I spoke about not people not wearing people should not wear leather, because for leather the animals are brutally tortured, and same goes for fur. Okay, but there were people who started bashing me online, saying that speak about veganism. So I'm like, guys, please don't fight amongst ourselves. If you want to fight, go and fight with people who are killing the animals. Go and fight with the corporations. Go and fight with the dairy people. Why are you fighting with someone who's saying don't wear leather? Everybody has a certain capacity or capability, and it is also wrong to not treat cows properly. You cannot expect cows to be roaming on the jungle because or on the streets, because cows by nature like to live with human beings. Okay, most people don't know this. Dogs, cats, pigeons, sparrows, cows, certain types of animals, they like to live with human civilization. And there are different types of cows also. They don't, a lot of people don't know about nilgai. In Delhi, I have seen couple of nilgais. I don't know how many of you know about nilgais. If you are aware, the nilgais are also a type of cow, but they don't like to live with humans. They like to live in seclusion and they like to live in nature, and they're extremely shy. Even if you call them with food or you invite them, you want to, like pet them or anything, they will not come to you. They will only go close to people who are extremely in solitude, or people who are very calm and very relaxed. If you're just lying down somewhere and it's like a jungle area with a lot of greenery and it's Nil guys visit, you'll suddenly see 3 4 Nil guys sitting next to you. But if you make too many movements, or if you just get startled or whatever, they'll just walk away from you. So those are the cows that don't want to live with humans. But the cows that we see in general, they themselves want to live with humans. So the problem with today's generation is the way cattle is raised, the way wild animals are being treated, the way street animals are being treated, and also the way pets are being treated. People are not keeping pets because they are taking care of the pets, but the pets have just become an object of their show off. So I can do a very deep discussion into this, very very deep discussion, because I have seen people, even in my family, even in my relatives, who, just the way you take your dog out or dogs. Is it working? Are you there, guys? Yeah. So just the way you take your dogs out for a walk, people take their cows out for a walk. And cows don't walk on the streets or just randomly. They need to be taken to the river streams, they need to be taken to the jungles, they need to be taken to the farmland. And even till today, some of my family members do it every day. Like, when I say family members, not immediate, but the ones who live in the mountains. So every day they have a duty. Somebody has to go for the gwala duty. Shri Krishna, Lord Shri Krishna was also a Gwala, which means that every day he used to take all of the cows and they would be grazing in the forest or in the farmland or near the river, wherever they get juicy green grass. And this is not the only food they eat. They also eat really good chara, and which is good quality hay. And they have beautiful houses. Their houses are bigger than our houses. At present also, I visited my granny's village in December and I saw the buffaloes and the cows. They are treated like family members. We don't, in the villages, nobody kills the calves or the male calves just to get the milk. They don't steal the milk of the cow. They only drink whatever is left by the calf. Like, after the calf has had his share or her share, once the calf is full, then only whatever is left they will take that. And that too because they want to make the bags of the cow lighter. So there's a big difference in how the dairy people or the corporations are torturing the cows versus how they are living in natural situations. Another thing which I notice is that the cows are not impregnated artificially in the mountains or in the villages. The cows, by their own choice, by their own wish, they will go out with the male, the bull, and they will, whatever, have a good time. Have a good time with each other, and have a baby later on. So everything is natural. The point is, everything is natural. And as per Ayurveda, this is what they say, that if the animals, the cattle, is treated with respect, if they are treated like family members, then it is an interdependent association where you take care of them and they take care of you. Okay. But this is not how it happens in the cities. So in the cities, when we see the vegans, I would tell the vegans to try to create an atmosphere where the cattle is given good care, because cattle likes to live with humans. Okay. They like to support the humans, or they just enjoy being around humans. They feel more safe with them. So now Daksha Prajapati, coming back to Daksha Prajapati, this is going to be a long session. Any which way we have to sit up for some hours today. So Daksha Prajapati's daughter Sati falls in love with Shiva, and Shiva is a hermit, and Shiva is an animal lover, and Shiva lives in the nature. Shiva is a strange character as per Daksha Prajapati. He's the villain of this story, and he cannot tolerate or stand Shiva. He despises Shiva. And when he finds out that his own beautiful daughter, Princess Sati, has fallen in love with none other than Shiva, he is furious. He does not want them together. So he tries to convince Sati, like, he's not a good match for you, he's not a good guy for you, don't be with him. Now, at this point in time, as per the story and as per my understanding, due to the programming also of Sati, because she is born in a hardcore narcissistic, materialistic family, okay? So, even though she has a very strong spiritual side, or even though she has a very strong connection with Shiva, but she is also not 100% listening to Shiva. She is also, later on when they get married, there are many occasions when Sati does not listen to Shiva. Okay, she does not listen to him. Even though he tells her, don't do this, don't do that, she will still do it. So it is because of programming, because of the toxic patriarchy which was in her DNA. Now Shiva was like, I'm not gonna change, I'm gonna be this way because naturally this is who I am. But Daksha Prajapati continued to mock him. He would say, look at your hair, look at your clothes, look at how you look so scary, you look so this, you look so that. And Sati would be like, this is very bad. My husband is getting ill treated or disrespected every now and then. So imagine all of the people who are in the twin flame ascension journey. I want to tell this to you. If these humans, if these 3D humans did not leave Shiva, they did not leave the opportunity to mock Shiva, an ascended master, then who are we for them? They will find faults in us. They would talk about skin color, they would talk about caste, they could talk about age, they could talk about uh, money, they could have so many reasons to mock a person, because they mocked Shiva also, they mocked Sita, they spoke ill about Sita, they knew that Sita is a goddess. There are so many stories about Sita, and everybody knew about Sita right from her birth. But still, people spoke badly about her. And this is the big reason why they both decided to separate. I know in some of the stories it is mentioned that it was Ram who gave exile to Sita and he didn't even tell her about it. But as per what I know and my intuition and the other stories also, I feel Sita was a very strong woman. And there is also a mention in all of the stories. This is one common factor which made me think that when Raja Janak had gone to pick up Sita from her house while she was pregnant, it is a ritual called God Bharai. In Western world, it's called baby shower. So when Raja Janak had gone to pick up Sita, and he said that, back in those days, the culture was such that the girl, when she's pregnant, she used to go to her father's house and she would give birth to the child over there, to the child, and she would also raise the baby over there. And once the child is like little bit grown up, then she would come back to the house, to her husband's house, and it is the father who's gonna take care of the daughter. But Sita refused it, and she spoke to Ram in privacy and she told him that I want to go to the ashram because the atmosphere of the ashram is going to be really good for my upcoming child. Sita always liked nature. She always wanted to be in nature, and she was a very pure hearted divine feminine. She was very powerful, and she knew that the materialistic world, the palace, and the, all the money, all the gold, all the people, it's not going to be a conducive atmosphere for her child, who she was about to give birth to. So both Ram and Sita had decided that they would go to the ashram, and they would not dress up as a king and queen. They would rather dress up in their the yellow clothes they used to wear. Even in Vanvas they wore it. So they would go in that attire and they would, be in the ashram for a while she can yes, give birth, not rebirth, give birth to the child. But just before that plan would materialize or could materialize, they found out that there were people who were speaking negatively about her. And Ram had this very difficult situation because he found out about certain things and he was extremely hurt. He was so heartbroken. He was so devastated because he loved his people. He loved his people, and he was a very good king. There cannot be another king like Lord Sri Ram. Yes, people have followed his footsteps like Raja Vikramaditya and many others, but he was the one who was on top. People would look up to him and follow him only, and follow his footsteps. So he was the kind of person who never said that I'm the king, I'm here to rule. He would say I'm the king and I'm the servant of people. That's a big There's a big difference in saying these two things. So when he and Sita had this discussion with each other, Sita said that it would be better if I go on exile. It would be much better if you give up on our relationship. Although the idea did come from Ram, but he was not strong enough to materialize it. He was not strong enough to take an action on it. But it was Sita who said that I will leave and you forget about me. Like, you cannot forget about me, I know that, but your duty, you're volunteering, you are here to set an example. You are here to show to the world that if you give a word, if you give a commitment, if you are going to volunteer, if you're going to take care of these people, and these people have a problem with our personal equation, our personal relationship, then it's better I walk out. And also, I feel again very strongly that they were not really concerned about the separation because they both knew that they will be reunited, because in the higher dimension there is no way that they can be separated. So that idea was always there. But it is said that Lord Sri Ram did not know that the separation phase would happen this way, or she would leave him. All of that he did not know. This is what is being told, because he had 12 kalas and it was Shri Krishna who had 16 kalas. So Shri Krishna had more mystical powers. He could do a lot of other things that Lord Sri Ram did not do because he was pure in the human form. Okay. So with Shiva, it was coming back to the story of Shiva and Sati. They both got married, but the marriage was not like the father was a very negative element. He was not happy with their marriage. He was cribbing, he was complaining, he was saying a lot of negative things, he was mocking Shiva, he was humiliating Shiva. Shiva is called Devo ke Dev, Mahadev. Maha means greatest. Okay, so he is the Lord God of even the divine beings. All divine beings they worship him. So, but Daksh Prajapati did not care about that. Daksh Prajapati was like, whatever, you're not entering my palace, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're a low lifer, you're a blah blah blah. Like, I don't want to say those things, but this is what the story is all about. So he said a lot of mean things to Shiva. He made fun of his hair, he talked about his dreadlocks, he talked about his clothes, he talked about even how poor he is, like he doesn't have servants, he doesn't have this, that. He would also make fun of the snakes, like he sleeps with snakes, and my delicate beautiful daughter, why is she doing this? She must be suffering with this man, she must be in such horrible conditions with this man. He would say all those things despite knowing that it's a divine union. He knew that. So they lived at the in the high altitude mountains, it is said. So now Daksh Prajapati was a cunning man. He was always devising some or the other plan to bring or to pull Shiva down and create a rift between his daughter and Shiva. Okay. So Daksh Prajapati called for a yajna, for a puja, for a big ceremony. And he invited every single divine being. He invited everyone. You name the god and Daksha Prajapati had invited it. But he purposely did not invite his own son-in-law because he wanted to pull him down. He wanted to humiliate him. He wanted to mock him in front of the whole world So he said that he cannot be included in this puja. He cannot be a part of it because he's not deserving or he's not good enough to be here. So he invited everyone, and it was such a big ceremony. It's literally like, a rich man is trying to mock someone, like, you cannot enter my party, because if you want to enter my party, you got to wear the shoes, or you got to get the VIP pass, or you got to do this. Like how it happens in so many clubs, if you want to enter my club party on 31st night, then you got to pay this much, and you got to wear these shoes, you got to wear this type of a dress code, or you got to be with the couple, or blah blah blah. So this is like a very, you can say, basic example, but this is like a grandest function. So if all beings are going, all celestial beings are going, all gods and goddesses are going, so many others are going, the moon, everybody, then why not Shiva? Because he wanted to make him feel bad for who he is. So that's why I tell all of you people, this planet is full of such people. Somebody will criticize you. No matter how nice you are, somebody will try to pull you down, bring you down. That's what they do. Because they don't have energy, they have superiority complex, they have narcissism, they have a whole lot of problems, and they enjoy it. They feel like if I make this person feel lower than me, or if I have more power over this person, then this person will be miserable, they will suffer. Oh, that will be so amazing. Now the problem here was, when all of these people were going for the yajna, for the ceremony, Sati found out about it. But and Shiva told Sati that don't worry about it, don't go. We can have our own little party here. We can live together, we can be happy. It's okay if we are not invited. If we are not invited, we should not go. If someone has not invited you, don't go. He said that to her, don't go. But Sati did not listen. And I'm telling you, this is because of the programming, because of the template that she was in. On many occasions, she didn't listen to Shiva. For example, there was one more such occasion when she said that she found out about Lord Sri Ram and Sita, but I don't know if how it could be possible that she traveled in time. It could be possible because later on, after Parvati only, Ramayana actually takes place. So it could be possible, yes, that she must have traveled through time, because she was like, I don't believe that Vishnu has reincarnated as Lord Sri Ram. See, back in those days, people had multiple powers. Like even my own master, he was a Trikaldarshi. Trikaldarshi are people who can visit any time. And there were many times, any time as in past, present, future. And this name that I use now, Suna Moon, was actually given to me by my master when I was very young. But at that point in time, I did not understand this. What is the Suna Moon? I did not understand. So to make it easy for me, he gave me another name which is like this name, and he said that this is the short form of your name. Right now I will call you by this short form, this short name, and once you grow up, then you will understand everything. So he used to call me by that nickname, and ever since, so I also used to pester him a lot because somebody had told me that my master had this power, that power. So I was like, wow, he's got the powers, mystical power. So I used to go to him and I used to like kind of test him or question him. Can you tell me this? Can you tell me that? Oh, if you can tell me, then it would be like, sort of, you can prove it to me. But he never took it personally, or he never minded anything. He would laugh at it like a joke. But he would also seriously tell me that you should not ask about future, you should not ask about past, because you don't know why it is being hidden from you. You don't know why it has been kept under wraps. Once you grow up, once you do your inner work, once you do your tapasya, once you work on yourself, you get out of the cycle of life and death, and you are getting out of this trap, then maybe things will make more sense to you. So he never called me by my legal name, whatever is on the paper, whatever nicknames, tons of nicknames that my family had given to me. He never called me by that. On emails, In letters, in personal interactions, he always addressed me by the current name that I use. So yes, people are Trikaldarshi. If he can be Trikaldarshi in this time and age, then imagine Sati and Shiva were in the golden age. And my master also had some other powers, like he would disappear. And this is something which only the people who have experienced him do it or witnessed it would know it. Like he would probably just enter into a room which has only one door, no windows, no other place to go out. He would say that I'm leaving for 6 months. So people would literally block the door, so that whenever he leaves, they would stop him. He would make such announcements that for 6 months, I'm going for Agyatwas. Again, Indians would know these terms. Agyatwas means that you just leave, you just go away for your inner work and you don't tell anyone. You don't tell your family members, you don't tell your disciples, you don't tell your students, you don't tell anyone, because Agyatwas is extremely important part of your penance, your tapasya. So you just go in a place where you live in solitude. There may be other people also like you living over there, but no one really knows your location. I have also done that once, but it was not for 6 months, it was for about 3.5 months. So anyway, he was going for Agyatwas and he had many followers, many disciples. Obviously, we cannot compare ourselves with our masters. We are nothing. We are nothing in front of them. When I am also saying this, because when sometimes we all talk about gods and goddesses, we talk about our masters, it may sound like, are we comparing ourselves to them? But then you have to check yourself on that, because masters are just great. They are the greatest on this planet. There is no way that we are just, probably जैसे हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना, उनकी धूल है हम. Even if we are, the soil below their feet, I think that would be also a great thing if we can be. So my master would leave, like he would enter a room, and this he had done many times. He would enter a room, he would tell in the discourse or in the discussion, in the open meeting, he would say that I'm going away for 6 months. I'm just giving you this information. After 6 months, I'll see you all. So people will start crying and people will be like, don't go away, don't go away. And they would try to stop him. They would try to like pursue him not to go. So he would just enter one room and he would close. There's only one door. He would close that door and he would sit inside. Now people were literally sitting outside that room waiting. The whole day has passed by, the whole night has passed by, it has been 2 days. He is not stepping out, he's not even going to the washroom. Like, what is up with him? And when they would eventually open the door, he would be nowhere, he's just gone, vanished. And similarly, after 6 months, he would just appear out of nowhere. Like, there is no car that has picked him up, there is no bus that has picked him up. You would just see that you're sitting and meditating in the ashram, in the prayer hall, and suddenly he would be sitting behind a person, and that person would just like turn around and see, and they will be like, oh my god, he's here. But he would be back exactly after 6 months. And there are so many things, even in my life he has shown me so many mystical experiences. Actually, those are the things that changed me. I do want to mention that he also paid for my education. He's one of my parents, I would say. He's raised me, and he gave me complete freedom. So I'm just talking about my master right now. I felt like talking about him. It's Mahashivratri night. I think we should all, you know, with joined hands, we should thank all of our masters. Because of them, because of all the higher beings, because of all the people who are looking after us, our watchers, our caretakers, our friends, the extraterrestrial benevolent beings who are taking care of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much to every single one of you out there who is always with us. Like, without you, we would be nothing. Seriously. So thank you, everyone. Jai Shri Ram. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So yes, Siyavar Ramchandra ki jai, bolo Hanuman ki jai. And Om Namah Shivaya, Bam Bam Bole, and Har Har Mahadev. So now the story proceeds. probably Shiva must have spoken about Lord Sri Ram. Thank you, Masters. Lord Sri Ram to Sati, and she may have questioned it, which is what the story is, that she questioned it. And she said that it is not possible that this person is Vishnu and Vishnu is living in the forest like this, or Vishnu is going for exile. I don't believe it, because she still had the 3D programming, which came from her father's upbringing. So Shiva said, I am telling you, it is him, it is Vishnu's reincarnation, it is Sri Ram. She said, no, 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 I don't believe you. So he said, well, what can I say? So the story says, okay, as per the story, Sati took the form of Sita, and to test Sri Ram, she went in front of him as Sita. But Sri Ram is also like the perfect man. He immediately recognized her, immediately like this. And he said, Mother, what happened, Mother? Why are you here? With joined hands, he said, Oh, Mother, why are you here? What happened? Is everything okay? And she was shocked. How did he find out? How did he get to know? I'm not his wife, but I'm in the same appearance, same get up, same clothes. How does he know? But after this testing and all that, whatever testing she did, Shiva got extremely upset with Sati. He did not like it at all. And he, in fact, also cursed her that time. So it was not a curse of complete separation, but she could not sit with him in a certain place, in a certain point, in a certain position, because uh, she went against him, against what he was telling her. And the curse did not come because of what she did, but because she took the form of Sita, of another woman who's also a devoted woman to her husband, and she went to test Sri Ram. So that did not go down well with Shiva. And he said that from now onwards, you cannot sit on, I think it was the left side, if I'm not wrong. Uh, Yes, left is for the female and right is for the male. So he said that from now onwards you cannot sit on the left side. Can anyone confirm this for me, or the Indian people? Shiva's curse to Sati. I think it is left side. On his left side. Huh. Why did there's a question, very nice question on Quora. Why did Lord Shiva left Sati after she took the form of Sita? So someone has answered same thing. Shiva didn't leave Sati, but he was very angry with her. One day at Mount Kailash, Shiva opens his eyes after a long meditation. Then Sati Devi says, Hey Mahadev, I wanted to know on whom do you meditate? Shiva says, I was meditating on Lord Rama, and I love Rama a lot because of his amazing qualities, and he is Maryada Purushottam, the perfect man. Even though Lord Ram, being the avatar of Vishnu, he never utilizes his godly powers and lives like a normal human being. Sati says, Oh, is it? After listening so much about Lord Ram from you, even I feel like testing him. If he is aware of his Vishnu avatar, then he should be able to recognize me if I disguise and go to him. Shiva says, Sati, don't you trust my words? Why you want to test Lord Ram? Hearing this sentence, Sati Devi keeps calm for the time being. But later, Sati Devi, out of anguish, disguises herself as Devi Sita, goes to Lord Ram. Seeing her, Lord Ram instantly recognizes her and says, I'm really happy to have your darshan, Devi Sati. Please bless me, mother. So this mother statement is missing over here. Hearing this sentence, Sita, the disguised Sati Devi, comes back to her original form of Sati. Seeing this whole story, Shiva gets very angry and he says, in spite of me telling you not to test Lord Ram, why did you go? This shows that Devi Sati, did not basically do what he wanted her to do. And then I think even this one has not mentioned. He was angry, but I think when Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu compel Shiva to marry Sati, then Shiva keeps two conditions, that Sati should never doubt Shiva and she should never go against his wishes. This word has been breached by Devi Sati. Later on again she does whatever she wanted to. But this one does not mention the left and the right side also. Can anyone tell me if there are any Indians over here? Let's take it as a quiz. Do you guys know about this story or not? The one that I just narrated. Do you guys know about it? Have you heard about it? If you have, I I I don't know why I always remember this one, but I don't know why I'm so confused right now. And it's not mentioned anywhere. Like there are so many links, but it's not mentioned. See, because there are different stories, and as per different stories, there are different versions. Although this is confirmed that he was very upset with her that day and he had given up on her, like sort of given up, like when you get angry and you say, I don't want you, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to be with you. So that had happened for sure. And then, yes, the other gods and goddesses, Brahma and Vishnu, they all had to sort of intervene and, sort out their fight. But I remember, as per the story, I know he had said that from now onwards, you cannot sit on this side of mine, you can only sit on one side, because of the way she did not trust him. Now, when the ceremony happened or the party was happening, the yajna was happening, again Sati was pressurizing Shiva that I want to go, I want to go, I want to go for this party, okay, for this ceremony. And Shiva was telling her that no, you are not invited, so kindly don't do it. And as a person, as your husband, I'm okay if they are humiliating me, if they are trying to embarrass me, if they're trying to pull me down, it is okay with me. I can tolerate it. But if you also go in a place where your father has not invited you, then you are actually going against me. Now, this is more difficult for me to digest. But Sati is Sati. She was like, no, I want to go. So there were some other people who were going. And Shiva was not okay with that. He was never okay with that. He was like, as per me, you should not go. But she did not. She was like, okay, fine. I will go, but I'll come back soon. Like, how people make excuses. I'll come back soon. Don't you worry, my husband. She was so curious. What is this ceremony all about? What is my father doing? And why my father is doing this? And why my father has not invited us? There was, she also wanted to argue with his father, but she did not share all of this with Shiva. She only said that I'm very curious to go. Everybody is going there and everybody is talking about it. All the passerbys are talking about it. All my sisters are invited for it. All of my, people I know are invited for it. And I'm the one who's sitting here with you. So that was because of the programming, because of the toxic patriarchal or narcissistic programming. And she went. After she went over there, Prajapati started saying a lot of mean things about Shiva. He humiliated Shiva. Like for him, he was not thinking about his daughter. He was just thinking that, okay, I'm speaking badly about Shiva. I'm speaking ill about Shiva. And everybody is going to mock him. Everybody is going to make fun of him. Everybody is going to laugh at him. And when they go back, when all the divine beings go back, they'll talk about it. It will be like talk of the town. It will be big gossip session for them. And he was thinking like that. But Sati was right over there. She was present. She was listening to everything. And she was having an argument with her father. She was asking him, why are you doing this to us? Why don't you treat us like your family? Am I not your daughter? Is he not your son-in-law? Like, why would you do this to him? Blah, blah, blah. And Daksh Prajapati was like, no, I don't care. I don't care. You married such a man, blah, blah, blah. And there are lots of things he said. So after a point, she cannot take it anymore. She's done. She's done with it. And she goes like, you know what? I don't want to live this life where my husband is getting humiliated, insulted by my own father. So she creates a holy fire because she is also a divine being. Even she has powers. She creates a fire right there because she's so angry. It is also said when you're a pure person, when you're innocent, when you're, in those energies, you can do anything. And gods and goddesses possess those powers. So she creates a holy fire and she jumps into that fire. And that's it. That's the end of Sati. And before jumping into the fire, she says this, she mentions this, that next time, in the next birth, in the next life, I will be born to a father who will not do this to me, what you're doing. So, this is the impact of programming. And imagine all of you lucky, blessed people, you don't know what you have because you're getting healed and you're getting all the love in the same life itself. You know, Jai Gauri Shankar, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Mahadev, 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 Har Har Mahadev. And Siyavar Ramchandra ki Jai, Bolo Hanuman ki Jai. So now I would like to say that she immersed herself in the fire, and finally, because now it is a big blunder, now it is a big situation. Sati jumping into the fire, Sati ending her life is not a small news. Who is going to tell this to Shiva now? Who is going to walk up to Shiva and tell him that this is what happened at your father-in-law's ceremony? Nobody wanted to do that. Sunamoon, can I stay awake even if I ate post puja but after evening? Yeah, it's okay. Today, tonight, you just have to sit straight. Your back and your spine should be straight. And like I have taken a bit of support, and that's why I'm sitting here in this room. Usually, I don't sit in this room. I work from another room, but this is a more silent room. So that's why I chose this place, because nobody's going to disturb me. Outside sounds are going to come, and I can sit straight, and I'm narrating the story. So I'm awake. You can also be awake and you can listen to the story. You're most welcome to be here. I'm sharing the story of Shiva and Parvati, the love story of Shiva and Parvati. And I will not end this video unless the battery is over. The battery is still there. So if I close this call, then I'll come back again. That much also I'll tell you. I can take a break. I'll grab something. Even I will take a break, eat some fruits or something, and I'll come back. I'll drink some water and I'll come back if in case the battery dies. But so far, there is still some left. So, this is the story so far. I am talking about Sati. Sati has jumped into the fire. No, it's nothing like that. If you haven't fasted, you can still stay awake. This is to keep your spine straight today. That's why I'm sharing this katha today. The story telling session, this narration is happening so that anybody who wants to stay up tonight, at least till it is already 12:30. So we just need to be awake for a couple of more hours now. So anybody who wants to do that, you're most welcome to do that. It will be very, very beneficial for your practice and for the whole year. You will have so much charge and so much energy. In the morning, I was having some problem in my head and this and that, and I was not happy about something. But then, as soon as everybody started wishing me happy Mahashivratri, I didn't even know it was Shivratri till morning. I was like, wow, today is such a divine day, such a blessed day. Let's have a party in our own style, ascension style party. So, yes, now we have reached to a point where Sati has jumped into the fire. She's burning. Everybody is scared. Okay? Vishnu is scared. Brahma is scared. All the gods and goddesses are scared. Everybody is running around, screaming, shouting. Finally, someone has to go and give the news to Shiva that your wife has done this. because of your father-in-law, because your father-in-law was abusing you, accusing you, speaking ill about you, bullshitting about you in front of so many people. She could not tolerate, she could not handle it, and she killed herself. Who's going to do it? So anyway, Shiva found out, and Shiva reached that place, and he was so heartbroken, so devastated, so angry, like there were multiple emotions in him. And when he reached there, still Daksha Prajapati was not repenting. He was still very arrogant. He was still very like, oh, you are this, you are that. So Shiva is like, you know what? You don't deserve to live like this. So he cut off the head of his own father-in-law. Like shit. The head fell down. The head fell down. And either this happened before, and or either could have it actually happened beforehand, yes. So now he's carrying the body of Sati, and he's carrying it on his shoulder, and he's running around, he's going everywhere from one place to another. And I'll tell you, before this episode happened, Earth was a perfect planet, because remember I talked about ascension, descending time, ascending time, descending time. So this is also the time when, in the golden ages, a flaw enters the society. Because of the extreme narcissism of Daksha Prajapati, extreme selfishness of Daksha Prajapati, a flaw has entered the society. Now, this patriarchal, this toxic patriarchy, this selfishness, this narcissism grows with time. Okay, it continues and it grows with time. नीनी पूरी हो गई तुम्हारी? नीनू पूरी हो गई तुम्हारी? He's listening to the story. So yeah, so this toxic narcissism enters our system, and because of this, even the earth got cursed. This is the time when Shiva was so angry, he does this angry dance, the tandav. He does the tandav dance, which is an angry dance, and the whole earth stops. In the sense, the oxygen is, he sucks out all the oxygen, or he stops all the oxygen from working. Okay, he's changing positions right now. Mosquitoes. So Daksha Prajapati, we'll come to him later, but first we'll talk about what happens to Shiva. So when this planet goes into this condition, like if you know about Dolores Cannon, she also mentioned something in one of her book, that Earth was a perfect place, but a comet hits the Earth, and after that, certain diseases or certain bacteria enter the system of the Earth, and that's when people who were otherwise like living forever, or they had longer lifespans and no diseases, they would not grow old, because they have that element in them, the pure element in them. They would not age. At that point in time, people did not age at all. So Earth was a perfect place, but due to that particular inception of the bacteria, or the comet entering the Earth's atmosphere, that thing was gone. But the time frame, or the whole situation she mentions, actually matches with the time frame of Shiva, stopping the oxygen, or Shiva, like for some time, Shiva just stops life on Earth. And he also, because of the body of Sati, he's carrying the body, and there are certain places where the body parts fall. Okay, now these are all places which are of great value and great worship, because of the body parts of Sati, which are divine body parts. Some of the body parts fell in Nepal also. And this is a story, Luke Mosley. It's a story time We are talking about the story of Lord Shiva and Parvati, the love story of Shiva and Parvati. If you are interested, you can listen to it because tonight is the night of Mahashivratri. And tonight in India, it is night time. I don't know what is the time at your end, but it is said that if you remain straight, if your spine is straight for the next few hours, you will have a lot of energy flow into you and it will help you. So if it is 7 p.m., it is fine. If you're up, if you're straight, don't slouch like this, don't sleep, don't lie down, just stay straight like this, like how my back is, for the next couple of hours, because there is a lot of cosmic energy, the vibration is very high, and today your body is like this antenna. It can soak in all this energy, and this energy will help you in your healing. It will be very good for you. So one second, everyone, give me 1 minute. This is a good live performance. Stay straight and meditate. Yes, Slim Jim. Guys, this is, I don't know if you want to call it a live performance or not. Getting beheaded. So basically, first, I'm just getting a message from my people. I'm just replying to them because they're all wishing Mahashivratri. This is the time that some of the people are dancing outside in the temple. There's a temple right next to my house. Usually, there is a lot of noise at this time, but I don't know why I can't hear anything. At 12, there is like a midnight festival sort of thing that happens in India in every temple. We are doing it here. Okay. Also, so I'm going to continue from where I was. I thought you'd be there. No, I prefer to talk about Shiva and Parvati. This is my way of meditation. I like to think about Lord Shiva, Parvati, Sri Ram, Sita, and that is also equal. Either you do the katha, either you listen to the katha, you sit straight. Sitting straight like this does not mean you watch a movie or some other thing, you're listening to something else. That will not help. If you're immersed in their thoughts, if they either you chant their name, either you just sit straight, close your eyes and just keep meditating. But then for the whole night it is not possible, the whole night you cannot do it. So you have to do something interesting, something that will involve other people also, and something that will keep you also awake. So sharing the story is the best way according to me. Okay, so now anyway, I'll come back to the story. Basically what happens is, once Sati jumps into the fire and she's burning up, that is the time not only other gods and goddesses, even Daksha Prajapati is very scared, because till this point in time he was, he did not know the repercussion of it. He did not know the consequences of it. He just thought that if I'm going to make fun of Shiva, what is going to happen? There's no, it's not a big deal, you know. But when he sees that his daughter cannot take the insults of Shiva anymore and she's literally killed herself, he is petrified. He knows that Shiva is not going to spare him. He knows the power of Shiva. Despite knowing his powers, he was messing with him. This is narcissism. Most narcissistic people, hardcore narcissistic people, they know the empath is a nice person, the empath is a good person, the empath is a kind person. There is nothing wrong with the empath, but they still make fun of them. They still bully them. They enjoy it so much, they love it so much. So Daksh was doing the same thing. After losing his own daughter in front of his own eyes, and when she jumps, she says these things, that next time I will not be born to a father like you. You are a disgusting man. You're so materialistic, you're so pathetic. Just to do your show off, just to feel rich or just to feel superior, you have tried so many tactics like throwing this huge party, conducting this huge ceremony just to massage your ego. You are playing this dirty game. You invite the whole world. You invite my 27 other sisters, but you don't invite me. You want me to be sad. Forget about my husband. You are also hurting me. As a daughter, I am hurt by you, by a father like you. So, all of this she says. So, she is also hurt by the father. She is majorly, technically, only hurt by the father's behavior. Can I lie straight because I have back pain problem and I can't sit straight for too long and I already done meditation 1 hour ago? It's up to you. It's completely up to you. If you're medically not fit, if you're physically you don't feel fit to do it, then don't do it. You can lie down and listen to the story also. I mean, I'm not the deciding factor. You are. You guys have to decide. If you feel unhealthy, if you feel medically not capable, then please take rest. Don't force yourself. That is what I will say. But then some people are like, even though I have pain, I will still do it. Some people say that also, right? So take your own decisions. Make your own decisions, make your own choices, follow your own intuition. I can only tell you that this is what is good, but if you are not able to, then think for yourself, okay? So yes, finally Daksh goes to Mahavishnu and he is very much scared, and now he is repenting. He knows he will get reprimanded for his foolishness. He is the one. He realizes that he is the one who provoked his daughter to take such a big action. So he did not know what to do. He was like very, very scared. Now it was a celestial voice that confirmed that Veerbhadra was invincible, but meanwhile several devas too were killed and Vishnu too desisted from the battle. Okay. Oh, sorry. I made a mistake. I read something else. The battery is dying, guys. Maybe the session will end. I don't want it to end abruptly. So why don't we take a break here? Is it okay? Guys, please message me. I want to charge this phone and come back again. And there are a couple of mosquitoes. So we can take a water break or we can take a washroom break, and I will continue from here, because in the next part you will find out that Shiva, he's already cut the head of Daksh Prajapati, but what will happen to him? What will happen to this fallen head? And what will happen to Sati? And what happens to planet Earth after this point? What happens? The flies and mosquitoes are born. So I think these mosquitoes, suddenly they've started flying around me. They are trying to give me a sign that talk about us, talk about us. We got incepted, or we got incubated on planet Earth because of what happened to Sati, and because of the flies and mosquitoes also. They have a very big role, in creating all the bacterias on planet Earth. So I'm going to talk about all of this. There are a lot of scientific connotations also. Let's take a break. If you guys are okay with it, I will reconnect with you. You guys can come back to this chat, to the live session in another 10-15 minutes. I'll immediately start. I'll just take a small break and I'll immediately start. Okay? I have to go to the washroom. I have to drink some water. Is it okay, guys? So I'll see you soon. Be back soon, because you guys have to take the charge today from the cosmic energies. See you in a bit.